Hey guys, what's up? This is Joe back again with another daily VOD review. So we'll just start this up here. If VLC would go. So Poppy, Elise, Victor, Corky, Alistar for Unicorns of Love. Fnatic have Nautilus, Kindred, Ari, Ezreal and Braum. Pretty I can't even remember what the team ones were. Wait till they come back up, so when they start I'll talk a little bit about them. Loving the pink for the unicorns as well. So let's have a look in here. What have they got? So I really like Unicorns draft. The Poppy's a great pick. Elise is a nice kind of round off to this team comp. Alistar is probably the best support at the moment. And then we've got Victor and Corky, which are just two incredibly strong picks. I don't know how the draft went. Maybe I'll do it in my drafts of the week. We'll see. Maybe it was a complete turnaround by Unicorns. So they've got a bit of everything. They've got Siege, Anti-Siege, Zone, Engage, Disengage, Tankiness. I like it. It's like one of the best team comps I've probably seen from this season. In terms of balance, it's just got a bit of everything, and I like that. So the only criticism is it's slightly magic damage orientated with Elise, Victor, Corky, but I mean, yeah, it's that's such a slight niggle. You can't complain much about this team comp. So looking at Fnatic, they've got Nautilus, Kindred, Ari, Ezreal, and Braum. I don't think the Ezreal should be a priority here. I believe Unicorns take Corky in the first rotation. I don't think Ezreal is an answer to Corky. He's kind of like a worse Corky. So I don't really like that pickup, and Braum as well. I love the Braum, and I love the Nautilus as well. I think Nautilus is a really underrated pick in the top lane, but I might go into that a bit later. So what's happening here is Fnatic are looking for Unicorns are looking for a 2v1 lane, and Fnatic are looking for the 2v2 lane. So Fnatic actually have the early advantage in that lane. I think Braum Ezreal is slightly stronger in the 2v1, and I think I think Steelback is a very underrated AD carry in what he does, but he's still not the best laner. He's still a great cleanup, stay safe, poke and siege sort of AD carry, cleans up fights really well. That's really good. However, he's just not the best laner, so they're looking to fast push it. And also with the Corky in their team comp, they want to fast push this with the Alistar as well. The Alistar does good tower damage. They want to fast push this. They then want to rotate Corky bot, take dragon, take mid. This is what their team comp's orientated about. They're doing this perfectly. This is really well done. They've got the Poppy ahead of the Nautilus with the sorry, I have to kind of peek over this thing I made to help kind of resonate the sound. It's kind of this big box that kind of has padding to stop the vibrations going around the room. So Fnatic are just slow on the uptake here. Unicorns of Love should have their thing. They're just too slow here, Fnatic. Like, Unicorns have their tower dead. They were first to pull the trigger. They're first to do it. They had the better 2v1. They had the better rotation. They had the better jungling. Fnatic just weren't on the boil there. They just not even looking, basically. They were expecting the 2v2 lane. So Spirit goes aggressive here, but he goes aggressive into a Victor, which is a very dangerous thing with the Elise, and then the Poppy comes in for the gank around the side. This is a really nice Poppy teleport. Poppy burns flash, gets the vision, and just gets first blood. So now Poppy's got the same CS as a Nautilus. Nautilus is going to get a little CS lead here, but but I mean, Featherman did well to get Foxlow there. They should have just left it at that. Like, Gone thing shouldn't have gone into the bush without the vision. That was really poor. So misplay there by Spirit. Featherman did well pushing his Ari advantage into the Victor. So Victor needs to watch out here though. He has got a health advantage, but I mean, Ari's just going to look to shove and base here. So see, this is what I mean. So Fnatic again are slow on this. They should realise that this is going to happen with a Corki, and Unicorns are playing this out really well. They really know how to play around this Corki bot lane pick really well. You rotate top, you rotate bot, you take Dragon, you take mid tower. They've got the Victor to mid lane pressure. They've got the Poppy to stay safe and be amazing into this this 3-man. This is just so well done. This is a beautiful, beautiful lane swap. Yeah, just they're too slow. Like, this is a great wave they've built up, but they're never going to take the towers. If they could take the tower faster than this, then this would be fine, but they can't. So you just have to fast shove it in. This is so they give the money over here to Visachachi on the Poppy. This is really smart because, I mean, you kind of want the Corki to get his spike. I don't agree with the Corki going for this first. I think you need to get the I also disagree with them not putting. You take the dragon here, unless they feel they can't stop this tower here. So you should take the dragon on the back end of it, and then you should. What that gives you is about 1,000 gold extra into the lead. Like they're 500 gold up. They could be inflated gold. You know, kind of like effective gold around 10k. So that's really bad. They actually put the priority on on Gerald, but I don't feel that's Gerald's okay, especially on junglers. But yeah, it's just not the best. So Ari just looking to. It's really unfortunate that the wall stun didn't go off there. There's kind of a wonky wall that I've had that myself. It kind of cuts off more than it looks. So they don't actually get Gerald there. So again, they should have put priority on the dragon when they were bot side. They should have just rotated at least bot lane and just taken that, because everyone was bot side anyway. So Fnatic are looking to make some sort of pick here, potentially. But Unicorn shouldn't go further than this. Are they going to look for Steelback? Yeah. So, but he's got Valkyrie. What do you think you're going to achieve there? It's not the greatest thing to do in the world. They do have Reckless in a 2v1, but here comes the TP. Further Battle doing work as always. Further Battle's an absolutely brilliant talent on Ezreal. He stacks it up so quickly. So. Spirit going a little bit too deep. Can he get away? He should be able to. Yeah, he just hops over the wall. So I don't like what Spirit's doing on the map here. He needs to get a lane ahead, and he's just playing the farm game. And I think if you're just playing the farm game, you should play something else that's not Kindred. Kindred's just great for, especially into the 2v1. Like Kindred's really, really good. That's a really nice. Oh, that is so close. And they managed to actually get the tower, so that's pretty nice. And he gets a kill. Okay. So Kindred's really nice into the 1v1, 2v2 lane, because she's so potent at ganking and harassing the jungler. But in the 2v1, in the lane swap, I don't really like her that much. I don't think she provides enough kind of. She provides pressure, but with the 2v1 and stuff, it's quite hard to apply the same sort of pressure as a jungler. You need to be able to pressure the enemy jungle. That's what Kindred does. And kind of junglers in the 2v1 kind of can't really do that. So, what was I going to talk about? I could talk about Nautilus. So, Nautilus. I love Nautilus. I think he's a very underrated champion in what he achieves in the game. He's basically like he just tanks. Like he's so CC heavy, and he just has a big ball of health with a massive shield, and he'll just stand in your front line and CC everyone to death. Provide zone. He has wave clear. He has 4 forms of crowd control, one of them being a point and click ultimate that knocks up other people as well. And he has super high base damage as well. It's a really, really strong pick that I think a lot of people underrate. And I'd like to see more of him, if I'm completely honest. So Unicorns are now doing what their comp should do. This is why I don't really like the Ari or the Ezreal pick. There's not enough wave clear in Fnatic to be able to deal with Corki the Corki and Victor zone and tower destruction. Like, everything that Fnatic throw at a creep wave, Victor can do with 1E. So I don't really like that. It's not the best. It's not the best. You need something with a wave clear into this Fnatic lineup instead of the Ari. You've got enough pick with Braum and Nautilus and Kindred. I don't think you need the Ari on top of it. Sorry about the sniffling, by the way. So Fnatic doing well here. They're rotating well on these side outer towers. But that's the power of Victor. He's doing pretty well to zone here. Is it Klaj or Cly? I think it's Cly, isn't it? He does well there to zone, but he has to burn his flash. And then you've got top laners fighting in the bot lane, and you've got the AD carries fighting in the mid lane. Personally, would have preferred an early Sheen here by Reckless. I think going Tia Sheen is actually a better start for Ezreal than going for the straight Manamin. Playing a bit of Ezreal recently, just gives you more chance to stack up, and also it makes your Qs more potent, which I think is nice. Like when you land a Q, you take off like a fifth of someone's health ball. It's really strong. That's another reason why I really like the Braum into this matchup. He can just block so much of the zone and damage that comes from unicorns. But they're still just looking to siege us up. There's not really much that Fnatic can do. Like, they have to go really close to wave clear, and they need to rotate Ari now into this mid lane, and they're too slow to do it. So she was going bot, because they're probably going to get a large chunk out of this tower now, because there's no one here to facilitate the wave clear. Bara Braum stopping some autos. Yeah. So this is the weakness of Fnatic's comp. They've got great pick, but they're really bad at anti-siege. Meanwhile, all this time Poppy's just getting big. I think if the next item for Kindred should be more of Malmortius. It's such a strong item on these kind of bruisery sort of AD carries that are coming through with like Graves and Kindred. So yeah, I think that should happen. The power of Nautilus is such a strong champion in the 1v1. A lot stronger than people give him credit for. So they've now put Ari in a side lane. But I mean, Ari without a teleport as well, so she's not going to be making any impact. She's just going to be shoving and creating side wave pressure. But I mean, you have to break the siege from unicorns. And the auto. Oh, he gets away. Wow. Okay. If he had grip, he should have gripped. I was just a bit cheeky there by Gamsu, I think. But he's playing well. I think Gamsu's doing a lot better than people give him credit for. He's playing a role that Fnatic need, and it's something that people like Huni would never have done. I think like it's almost the reverse. I think when Fnatic actually get their stuff together, they're actually going to be a lot stronger than people realise. I mean, Spirit can do quite a lot, and he will do. It's all communication, and they've not been together long and things like this. And I think people are really hard on teams that haven't had much time together. Things like TSM have their problems, but I mean, like they are pretty new together. I just think the problems are too great for TSM to really ever fix that. But I mean, Fnatic, they don't really have much of egos. I think they could be a pretty solid team, like a good top 3 Europe team at the moment. And that's actually quite saying a lot with like the rise of G2, Unicorns of Love and things. Saying top 3 in Europe isn't something to be sniffed at. I think like it's pretty tense at the top now for Europe. You've got Origin, who are not firing on all cylinders but still doing okay. You've got Fnatic not firing at all cylinders, still doing okay. You've got Unicorns doing really well with their new lineup, looking pretty solid with Rudy. When Rudy gets more experience and does proper pathing and things, should be alright. So Fnatic get the dragon there, just something of note. Who else? Gamers 2. I think like Gamers 2, I think Young Buck's done a really great job in finding the meta and doing stuff, but I think they'll get found out sooner or later. I can't see them being like the best team ever for a long while. I just think they've been... I think they faced the strong teams when the strong teams weren't really playing well, and I think now they've just faced the weak teams. We'll see what happens when they face the strong teams again, now that the meta's... Well, yeah, because, I don't know, the pick balance of some teams have been really dire, sometimes in EU. They're better than A, but they're still not great. So, Unicorns still haven't got this mid tower, which is meaning that Fnatic are kind of in the driving seat. But we'll see what happens. This is dangerous here. So we managed to get the E away, but he's going to get blown up. He should get away first. Oh god, no, 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 no. Oh no, that's stuff Tilt is made of. Okay, so Spirit brings the thing here. There's a really nice engage. They managed to get the burst down. And then the Raptor, oh, that's so unfortunate. So they managed to siege out the tower here. So now Unicorns are in the driving seat with that great pick. Oh, Prawn the wrong way. But like when Unicorns now that they're starting to reach their power spike, this is what I was talking about in my other VOD reviews. Maybe check them out. Just subscribe to my channel and you can check them out there. When a certain team comp builds siege and they build what do you call it, like zone, especially Poppy has great zone, Victor has great zone, you know, Elise has great zone and things. When they decide to come to a objective in their power spike and the team doesn't have a great answer to that, for example if Fnatic had Victor or something, this is the fight again. So he manages to get the dash away, but like the damage is done at this point. And then this, if he just kept running, he would have. If he ran this way, he would have been fine because it was actually running, pathing back. But I'm sure the panic set in at that point. So what was I saying? So teams like this, like comps like this, if you change this or this for something that has a bit more wave clear, like I don't mind the Ezreal. Like it's one or the other of these two picks in my opinion. You either get an AD carry with higher wave clear, or you get a mid laner with higher wave clear. I don't think you can have both in this team, so I don't really like that. But what was I saying? So a lot of teams like who have zone and who have poke and siege, when they decide in their power spike to come to an objective, teams don't usually play that into them. Gamers 2 do this really well, that when they're playing against poke and siege, they actually have some element of anti-siege in their team comp. So they have a Victor or, you know, some like a Corki or something, I don't know, but like they can fight back under the tower. They have some zone, maybe with a Trundle pillar, but you know, I'm not saying, you know, objectively what they have, but I'm just saying like that sort of thing that they do. So what this means is that when someone goes up to your tower and saying like, we want this tower, they can say no. Because what you see happening in this game is like, so say if Unicorns now go up to say this and they say we want this tower, there's not really much Fnatic can do to answer back with that. So it's a bit of a worrying sight, and hopefully it won't come to bite them too much in the arse, although I think Unicorns do win this game, so it must do. And it's something I think Fnatic should look to address going forward with the split. So do. So what can Fnatic do now? They really need to get some picks. They need to get really strong vision control around the neutral objectives, because Unicorns want to just siege, basically split push siege, and Fnatic kind of don't want to siege. So they need to find a pick. They need to get vision. They need to ward the sides up. They need to make a flank, or they need to make a pick. And that's how you beat this. You either have anti-siege or you have flank and pick. And they've gone for the flank and pick, but I don't think they have great enough flank and pick to be able to. It's not like they've got Malphite or something, you know. TP, Malphite, on top of them, bang, right, game's over. Which you see Gamers 2 doing a lot, which is what I was talking about, where they have some anti-siege in their comp. So the Corki's in a power spike, he's got Triforce and Boots. So they want to take towers now, Unicorns. And Feathervin's just still split pushing in the side lane. They're kind of enabling that with their vision control, the two supports, the jungler and the support being in the side, kind of hugging that side, being a vision bot. 1 second. So the Fnatic come here to take the dragon, so they now need to start focusing dragon. They've got 2. It's 20 minutes into the game. I think they should have one earlier. I think Unicorn should have had one, but you know, they've got 2. They now need to say, right, neutral objectives, that's our thing, because you know what Unicorns are going to want to do. They're going to want to take your towers, basically. Sorry about that. So they're just looking to get this Ezreal into a similar power spike, because Ezreal's starting to enter his power spike now. He's got Frost Glove, he's got Manamune, and he's got Boots, and he's going to start to look to oppress kind of things with his Qs and his, you know, that sort of thing. And they just nearly stopped the back there. So yeah, Ezreal smartly buys a Hex Drinker here. They've got so much AP damage. This Hex Drinker is going to do so much work for this Ezreal, keeping him safe in fights. If he positions properly, he shouldn't get poked out now, but he does need some things. So they start the Baron here, and this is pretty. They've no vision here by Fnatic to get this Baron. I see Corki in the mid lane. They have no idea this is happening. This is a really smart play by Unicorns. They know they've got the vision control. I see Corki in the mid, but they don't even need Corki because they've got AP at least to do this. So they take the Baron, and I doubt they'll even lose their mid tower for this as well. If it's still up, is it still up? Fnatic back off, which is really strange. You know they're going to have based. I don't know why you don't shove another wave there. It's pretty weird, in my opinion. Okay, so I know they follow this for some reason. Yeah, this is a pretty. It's not a boring game, but it's definitely like one of these games where it's like, you know, it's very controlled, I think is the right word. Fnatic are doing badly, but Unicorns of Love aren't, like, you know, going ham and cheese. Like, if this was NA, there'd be like 40 kills by now or something. Sorry, 1 second. So Fnatic now just need to wave clear, kind of stem the bleeding that this Baron's going to cause. They really need to watch how much they lose off this Baron, because this early Baron is a really nice thing for a poke and siege comp. And they managed to take the side wave there with no real answer from Fnatic, because they don't have enough, and now Spirit gets caught here but then gets knocked almost back in. And then they managed to get more of them. So I mean, this is what I mean, like if Unicorns now want an objective, it's very hard for Fnatic to say no. Even with making a great pick or something, they just don't have like enough of anti-siege to be able to deal with that, and that's a real problem. Sorry. Oh, it's a bit cold, so getting a bit of sniffles. Really sorry about that. So, how long's left of this game? It shouldn't be that much longer. Oh god, it's only halfway through. Okay, well, there's not really that much to talk about in this game, because Unicorns are going to want to siege. Fnatic don't have much of a siege, or anti-siege. So, I mean, this is going to be a slow played out game by Unicorns, just finding like picks like this. They're going to need to use the Alistar to get picks more than disengaged. It's a really nice Braum ult there, a really nice Poppy ult as well. Poppy ult might actually save him there because he was pretty low and the Victor damage was coming through. So Unicorns of love. They are looking to just keep sieging. Fnatic looking for side wave control to stop them from being able to siege so much. That's why they're putting so much pressure on this 1-3-1. And why I think like Ezreal might he's gone very defensive and he doesn't have much sustain in the fights. I see why he's gone for the QSS, but I think with the Hex Drinker, you either go Hex Drinker or QSS here. I think you need to start building your Bork or your Bloodthirster, but I think you should go Bork into this thing to get through the Poppy and the Alistar. But you need, like, how to put it, you need to be able to survive in these fights, because all their damage is burst. Like, all this is AP burst. So yeah, buying MR is good, but you then need to be able to sustain after the fight, and Ezreal was just going to kind of like sit there at the side. So I think buying like one of the two, and then you go for like your Bloodthirster or something, like whatever your choice is. So they give the this is smart to give the blue buff over the Ezreal, so we can actually try and sustain through these fights, because he really needs to do that with his mana. One second. So Fnatic now need to pressure that they really need this dragon here to have a win condition into this game. They gave up the Baron too easily, so they lost a lot off the Baron backup. And then they really need to put. So they're looking for the flank here with the Nautilus flank's good. I like actually Nautilus as a flank champion. They come in and then they ult the Victor. This is smart to ult the Victor. The problem is they have no peel for their AD carry, and now Corky's just going to clean up. Is Ezreal going to get away from this? This is the power of Poppy here. Poppy just made this fight winnable. Ezreal did really well there, but I felt like the fight was so split up by Fnatic there if they'd fought as 5. That, you know, if they fought as 5 there, they probably would have made it. So that was kind of, I think if Fnatic win that fight, this game might have ended up differently. They still could win this game. Like, they still could have won this game, I think. They might win it. I don't know. I think Unicorns win this game. Pretty sure. I might be completely wrong, but like the Ezreal is doing well into their dive, but I think like the Braum needs to be protecting the Ezreal more. I think they need to be focusing around this Ezreal, eating through this front line, with Kindred as well doing the same. Does Kindred have any stacks? Yeah, they give up the dragon as well too easily. Their priority should be on these dragons, but they go for the Baron instead. But Unicorns could just now turn around and take it. So Fnatic not putting the focus on Baron is dragon is pretty disconcerting, because now Unicorns have the 6% buff as well. The only thing Fnatic have is like tower damage or something on top of them. So I mean, yeah, so they kind of focus, they went for denying Baron vision there instead of just going for the objective that if they get third dragon there, then what that means is, okay, so we'll look at this fight. So I mean, the Braum's too far forward. The Braum should be peeling here with using the and now there's just no one to eat through this front line. Featherman did well there, but Featherman was the only person who was probably in proper position for that fight. He was so far away. I don't think you should be picking that fight at all. And they're so healthy, unicorns. Like the three main people to take this are just so healthy. They do have 3 people up on the side of Fnatic, but I think he could have lost a lot less. I don't think the Braum needs to go as ham there. I don't think Kindred needs to go as ham there. So you've got Gamsu coming in, right? And now you need to like, because Poppy makes this, takes away the Featherman flank, and now this is game. Like, Vizichachi is doing really well for unicorns in this role. Poppy, I don't think you can give him Poppy. I really don't. She's really great into these siege comps as well. With the way she plays, I think you need to be able to play Poppy. She's really great anti-siege and siege with her ultimate. I didn't see that he knocked Featherman away there, but his his positioning was good up until that point that he got knocked away. I think if you've got Flash, you burn Flash there, because you need to keep that 5v5, and that doesn't happen. So, yeah. But Fnatic are so focused around this Baron that they're losing everything else for it, if that makes sense. So, it's a real shame that. And now they're coming in for the flank. Spirit just gets away. Gamsu's just left out to dry here. And then they knock Gamsu away a little bit. They just need to disengage here, Fnatic. They just need to kite backwards, disengage. They've got the peel. But the problem is people like Spirit just keep going forward. And you need to learn how to be able to disengage fights on the peel on the back end. They're looking for another fight, but they're too healthy, unicorns. I don't think you look for a fight there. If you don't have the backup, you don't do anything. Like, Nautilus is a great peeler as well. Featherman just caught out here. E into the wall, and he's dead. Okay, that's just poor by Featherman. And now you've probably given up the Baron at this point, because your mid laner being one of the only carries in your team. Yeah, just Fnatic misposition after misposition. They don't know when they, like, it's almost like they don't have a good enough shot caller in the team to be able to make a decisive call on when they shouldn't be pressuring and fighting. Like, there you just say, like, okay, we'll get wards, we'll stop them from doing it, but we can't actually do it ourselves, and they just go to bit too close. I don't understand what the hell he's doing there. It's no vision, no anything. It's really poor vision by Fnatic as well. They really need to up their vision game. They've had really poor vision this split. So Fnatic just need to stem the bleeding here. Did unicorns take the Baron? No, but here we go. Here's another Poppy engage. She can just delay for years and years, and all Gamsu can do is try and stop the Alistar from coming in. He's left out to dry here. He takes way too much damage than he should do there, and he's lost all his cooldowns. Spirit just seems to be like positioning really badly with Kindred. He just seems to be poked out of the fights before the fights even start. I don't like his long shot buy, the rapid fire cannon. I don't know what the hell Gamsey's doing there. That's poor. Yeah, more mispositioning. Yeah, it's just been misposition after misposition for Fnatic. Reckless, why are you even doing that? You have like no mana. It's just constantly going in for absolutely no reason by Fnatic here. And Unicorns can just come and take this Baron because they've just got no pressure at the moment, no health pools to be able to pressure this. Yeah, Alistar's just being a bait here. He's got his ult. He'll be fine. So Alistar just did his job there. He allowed them to take the Baron. They need to take this dragon here, get third dragon. This should be the fourth dragon as well, but if they'd played around the dragons earlier, they would have actually a win condition for this game and just stall out with the Baron. But unfortunately they didn't. Fnatic really need to develop a shot caller on this lineup, or just get someone in who can. And they actually don't get the dragon. Okay, this game's pretty rip at this point. And Fizzachachi comes in. There's just miscommunication and mispositioning constantly by Fnatic, more than like, yeah, poor vision, poor communication. So many instances of them just being in the wrong place at the wrong time and being skew-if around the map. And they need to fix this. If I'm not going to be like, oh, they could have communicated better here. Like, they genuinely need to fix their communication. I don't know what the problem is, but I mean, you know, they need to have like one decisive voice that has like the majority. So like Yellowstar did last season. So you have like one voice, and then if like people can shout out whatever, but if this one person says like, we go here, you need to go here, and it kind of needs to be on their head. I don't know why people don't do this more often. Even if it's like, sometimes the wrong call is still better than no call if everyone's just kind of shouting. But I don't really know like if they do this or not. We'll see. So they're just looking to siege up here. They can't really clear waves that well. The Nautilus is okay at it with the other ones, but I mean, they're just going to get poked down and sieged here. Looks for the engage. I was smart to use the Ezreal ult when they were actually away from the Baron buff, but now they can just look for the engage. Gamsu's playing frontline. I think the Poppy ult missed everyone, so that's why they're not doing it. But they just need to keep whittling down. They have like the advantage in every respect. Better vision, better control of the game. Here's where I think a lot of teams like kind of they look for the play to finish the game, and I think here you need to look for the play that secures you the game. And this is what the Unicorns are doing very well, and they have been doing very well this split. Is like their plays into the late game are very calculated. They're very kind of, okay, well, maybe we just take the tower here and then we back off, because we can always just rotate into the tower in the next one because we've just got better wave control and everything. Oops, sorry about that. I think the Baron buff's worn off by now, and all they got was a tower for it. So that was a good defense by Fnatic. They didn't like, you know, they didn't go too ham at some point. They didn't We'll see how the fights go from now on. So they look for the grip, they miss it. They're looking for a pick now. They're getting the slows off. Just constantly looking to harass with this Ezreal. Be really nice to be able to see when the dragon's up, but you know, hey ho. Yeah, the problem is Fnatic can't really move out of their base too much because Unicorns can pick as well as they can, pretty much, and they're so far ahead. They're about 7k ahead. It's pretty much equivalent to like an item and a half or half an item on each person, so I think this is why, like, especially in this meta, you need to be building in wave clear into your comp somewhere. I just don't think Fnatic have enough of it. So they're looking to burst out the Braum here. Here comes the Poppy. They don't do enough there, but I mean, it's just a Victor ult. It'll be back up in a bit anyway. Reckless really needs to back here with this Ezreal. He's really low on mana. He must just want like his money for an item, get his Bork or something. Yeah, that's probably why he's backing. So they need to get this Bork. This is a bit too late in my opinion. Like, Ezreal's done nothing but poke the front line, and he's done it with it just tickles them without the Bork pretty much. So if he should have got the Bork before he got his in my opinion, before he upgraded his Maw or his Scimitar, it should have been like, you get like Hex Drinker and then you get Bork, but he decided to build 2 items before getting it, and it might just be too late. And this is what I've been talking about in my other videos as well, is that a lot of teams they're put against heavy front lines but actually don't counter them, and the heavy front line with more of a counter ends up doing better, the one that gets more of a lead. Like if Fnatic had the lead here, there would be nothing that really, that's 1 victory, that's ridiculous. So there's nothing that really Unicorns would have been able to do against this Nautilus and this Braum if they were ahead. And this is what I mean, it just happens that this time it was Unicorns that got ahead. So they get the Braum pick there, and now Unicorns can just siege the base, because Braum's like one of the things that's just stopping them from taking over this game. Like, he's blocking so much. And the Corki's going to come up and take this tower with Poppy playing interference, but Poppy's actually going to get Spirit, so they managed to get the jungler. And they take the inhib. Now they should peace out. Good zone there by the Victor. Actually re-engage. And they get the top laner for the support. It's pretty worth. Because they can probably go get Baron off the back of this. We'll see though, because Braum is back up. Just gonna go looking for a pick actually, and well, why Fnatic going that ham? They know that you can see them, so they managed to get the Victor, but I mean, at what cost? Because yeah, and now the Corki just cleans up. I mean, you're 3v4, and yeah, this is a risky play as well, but they don't have vision of it, so it's fine. Use your Qs, they do so much damage. So managed to get the Victor, which is good, but Victor's already done his job basically. He's already blown his load, and the damage is done. And now Fnatic just have no vision of this. They start it up. I mean, Lily should shred this pretty well with her AP build. Yeah, at least she's doing some really good damage. Poppy's barely taking anything with her shield. And there's nothing Fnatic can do. That's like the third Baron they've lost this game. Just off poor vision control and stuff. Alistar just running interference. Just healing up their minions. Making life hard. So what can Fnatic do to win this game from this point? Well, I think like the Bork was a bit too late. Like the Ezreal's full build now, but I mean, I think you need one of these two items, and he has both. So he's really not got much damage into this build. It's a very defensive build, and I think this is one of these cases where you need to be offensive, because Kindred's really done nothing this game apart from die, and that's really bad. You need to know how to play AD carry to be able to play Kindred, and I'm not saying like these people don't, but I mean the positioning is so important on Kindred. So important. And this is what I mean, like Unicorn's just walking up to an objective, they can take it. Now Fnatic look for the engage, but it's kind of too late. Like Fnatic can't do anything into this. This is why Alistar is such a strong pick. You can't give teams Alistar. He's just too tanky and does too much. And they take the inhib, and there's only two people up, no front line. They'll just hit the tower, and this should be the game. So thanks for watching my VOD review of Unicorns of Love versus Thanks for watching my VOD review of Unicorns of Love versus Fnatic. Stay tuned for more VOD reviews on my channel. Subscribe for more League of Legends analysis, and like, dislike, comment, all that good stuff. Follow me on Google Plus and Twitter. I post when I'm going to start doing these live streams, so if you want to tune in live, check out and follow me on Twitter. If you want to get some more in-depth analysis and certain thoughts I've got, go like me on Google Plus or whatever it's called, sharing circles, I don't know. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you around.